Hi, welcome to Valuation Podcast, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a mediator and business valuation expert in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, I'm speaking with Loretta Tarozaite, who's located in Las Vegas, and we're speaking about communication and the importance of communication and marketing alignment. Loretta is an executive presence strategist. She helps companies achieve their business goals through cohesive and effective marketing and communication strategies that combine the power of storytelling, video marketing, branding, digital marketing, public relations, and more. Welcome, Loretta. How are you? From your perspective, from like a big picture standpoint, because again, I think us as business owners, we're too in the weeds. Like we're literally like, what video should I create today? Whereas when you're talking about storytelling, like what does that mean to you and how does that affect the company or the leadership presence? And what, like, I just think that we don't understand exactly what that means.
Yeah, storytelling as a word could be very scary because when we grew up with stories in the books, right? That's how we associate storytelling. It's the book that my mom or my dad read to me at night, right? Storytelling, it's infusing your imagination. In a business world, storytelling is what I touched on earlier, right? It's how do you open the curtain to your business and show the people, show the values that you run this business by, and communicate that, because that essentially builds trust and loyalty with the customers, and the audiences that you're trying to reach. If you're keeping everything hidden, like a lot of large organizations, they're still stagnant. They're very slow to change. That executive presence is shielded, between multiple rounds of walls and glass walls and elevators and high-storied buildings. But the more you open up, the more human your company becomes, and the more connection you will build. That's what story helps, essentially. You show how you run your business. You're not afraid to be honest and be transparent. And that is difficult to achieve for executives, right? Well, if I say this, how is it going to be perceived? Of course, we have to be mindful. We can't damage the company's reputation. That's why having PR team is important, to ensure that we're not saying something externally that will, in the end, harm the company. But that openness is what people are looking for these days. And that storytelling is through that openness, right? You show what you're doing. You create videos, Again, I recognize the time issue. And that's the biggest, roadblock for anybody to start doing something differently. But if you just start slowly, small steps, and then grow into that, test it out, then it becomes a habit over time. You just have to invest time and commitment. That's what boils down to. If you're not committed, if you're just doing sporadically, you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve. So it has to be consistent, and you have to commit. You have to say, okay, from now on, this is what we're doing. I'm going to make the time to do it.